What's going on? It's the RapNerd, and I just got out of seeing Ryan Coogler's latest movie, Sinners in IMAX. Now, the movie takes place in 1932 when two gangster twin brothers return to their home of Clarksdale, Mississippi to open up a juke joint. And on opening night, their party is crashed by a group of vampires. So all of that is the synopsis and the plot of the movie that you can see in the trailer. Everyone is well aware that there are vampires in this film, so I wanted to put it out there to let y'all know I'm not spoiling it at all. So I'm going to start with this. This movie is fantastic, amazing, a masterpiece, spectacular, whatever positive adverbs you have for this film, it's that. Goodness gracious, when I first heard this last year, Ryan was coming back to deliver a horror film with Michael B. Jordan. Now, my interest was already piqued because Ryan is one of the best filmmakers we have, and Michael B. Jordan is one of the best actors we have, and they've always made magic together, so I knew it was going to be special. But the thing that kind of made me a little weary was the fact that he's going to dabble in horror, and I know sometimes directors that don't necessarily do horror get into the genre and end up making a drama that's, horror coded, if you will, to say something else. So I'm here to say that that is not the case. This film is a straight up horror film. It doesn't hold punches. There's gore, there's blood, there's violence, there's insanity, there's demonic imagery, there's nightmare fuel. Like, this film is incredible and is the best horror film of the year. I don't see nothing beating this, period. I don't. I would even put this in the pot of one of the best horror films in the 2020s because it is that good. And it's like two movies in one that serve the same purpose. It's just masterfully constructed. And the reason I say that is because the first half of the film is really building the story and the characters, and it's done so well through the dialogue. The dialogue is rich. It's beautifully written, it's realistic. It just works really well because they're able to establish so much through dialogue, even through passing. You meet the brothers and you're wondering, okay, why are they the way they are? It's obvious that these dudes is gangsters before you even know it. You could tell by the way people respect them, how they talk to them, and how everyone's kind of got this little thing of oh, I know about you, or I'm kind of scared of you. And then you further learn why people are scared of them just through one line when it's oh shit. There's this line that is said really early on that sets the tone with what kind of men these two dudes are, and they don't fuck around. And I thought that was just brilliant to just slide that in there oh yeah, boom, and it's whoa, okay, that changes the game. Excellently done. And even with all of the characters, because though Michael B. Jordan is the center of this film, there are a lot of characters that you really get to know and understand, and the character types are so specific and unique enough that you are able to, characterize different people in different ways, from the voices, the mannerisms, the way people act. It is just so beautifully written in that aspect to be rich with characters who are complex, who have different emotions, who think differently, who you could tell are really hard asses, who are softies. It's just, so damn good. And to go with the writing, the performances are fantastic as well. Everybody on screen brings their A game. There is not one performance that is bad. There's one character in here, you only see him for 2 scenes, and even he brought it each time. It's crazy. I don't know what Ryan told everybody, but man, he got everybody to just show out with the performances. But to lead with this thing, gotta commend Michael B. Jordan for being able to talk in the Southern tongue and play 2 different characters at one time. I think this film needs to be nominated for a bunch of awards, but for the VFX department, for them to be able to put Michael B. in the frame twice and it's seamlessly done is incredible. Crazy. It's similar to Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead, how they have what's the actress, the comedian's name? I forgot her name. I think his name starts with an N. But how they were able to rip the original comedian out and put her there in place. It's seamless as that, which is just crazy, because it's not just Michael B. Jordan in the same frame that's kind of easy where it's just standing. No, there are things that both of them are doing actions at the same time, and you see them both, head on, and it's clear that both of them are Michael B. Jordan at the same time. So just incredible with what they did with the VFX. But his performance was spectacular, being able to have different mannerisms and even talk differently to decipher which twin you're speaking to, because there are moments that some clothes come off and it's kind of difficult to decipher who's who from looks only, and you know who you're speaking to depending on who's speaking. And I think that it's just done masterfully, man. And everybody from top to finish, Wumi's character, Lindo's character, just be, oh my god, even Haley Steinfeld, like, I've never heard her speak like this in two different ways, you know, with a southern accent, and the shit she's saying had me being like, should she be saying that? And the kid, I think his name is Miles. Is either his real name or that's his name in the film. They said that this is his first role, which is incredible because he did an excellent job. Again, hanging with all of these titans and not feeling out of place, being able to, you know, pull on his emotions from being scared to trying to man up. And it's just a delightful gumbo of acting with the entire cast that really sold this film. Even the villain, if you will, the main one who plays the main vampire, he is just so good. He plays this kind of like demonic, charming type of character. Yeah, he kind of has this smooth slickness about his voice that reminds me of like one of those Louisiana jazz singers, which is good because it plays to the whole southern thing. So, oh man, I can't say enough about how great the actors are. The score is phenomenal because it's filled with blues and different type of instrumental music. There's a little folk music in there, and it even goes different places that I did not expect it to go with the music, and then the music even ties in culturally, which again, Ryan is such a goat at this with his research and all of the things that he does, all of the different boxes he checks culturally around the clock with every single character. I was baffled. There's one point when vampires are dancing, and I was even like, he even included this in there? And then the cultural dialogue between everybody is just, oh my god, it is unbelievable, honestly. And it's never like forced in your face to like, oh, look at this culture. No, it's said slickly and done in a way that just makes you nod your head like, oh wow, he fit that in there, he fit this in there, he fit this in here, and everything is just so authentic. This is a fantastic film. Oh my god, I could talk about this forever, man. Next thing to get on to is the cinematography. This is a gorgeous film. It has that nice thick grain, beautifully colored. There are so many scenes of like cotton fields, just wides, and you have this, you know, blue sky, and the clouds just look like cotton to kind of match what's going on in the field. The whole movie is gorgeous. I love the change in aspect ratio, as you probably know that Ryan mentioned, that certain scenes are blown up in the full, you know, 1:4:3 frame, which I love that frame. I really hope the physical media will give us that and fit the entire frame. And I don't mean fill the screen. I'm talking about give us the full frame with the letterboxing on the side. I would love to have that. When those scenes open up, you know you're in for some shit, because all of the really intense scenes are shot in that 1:4:3. So you have to go see it in IMAX to get it, because if you don't, everything is just going to look, you know, the standard, what is that? The standard ratio, the 2:6:9, I believe. So IMAX is a must for this film while it's still here. It's here for 2 weeks, so please go see it. Those IMAX frames are fucking gorgeous. So I talked about the cinematography, the music, the performances. Let's get down to the roots of this horror thing, because I mentioned it earlier. This film does not hold back in the horror department. When I tell you it leans on the horror, and Ryan has said that he's a horror fan, and this fucking movie proves it, because this thing is brutal. I knew it was going to be, you know, pretty crazy, because even in the trailers is blood, but shit is brutal. I'm not saying it's over the top with the gore and all of that, but it is 100% standard of what to expect with a vampire film. It does not, you know, hold back at all. While I was editing this film, I realized I didn't really give enough about the horror element, so I want to add some to that, because at the end of the day, this is a horror movie, and I want to sell the horror elements of this film, because I think Ryan did an incredible job. As I mentioned, he proved why he's a fan of the genre and not just somebody making an attempt at the movie. He crafted the scares and all of those things well. So, first of all, it's the amount of different types of scares he has in this movie. You know, I mentioned that the first half is really story based, but you still get sprinklings of horror throughout. Even the way the movie begins, it's edited in a way to let you know what time it is with the horror, and even that part is effective. So it keeps you on the hook from the jump. But when I say it's different types of horror, he has everything in here. Like, he has the disturbing imagery, he has the creepy little situations that go on that the audience is creeped out because we know what's going on, but the characters in the film don't. But we are sitting here like, oh no, don't do it, don't do it. And it just makes for each character not making stupid decisions like you see in some horror films. And then it kind of just continues to escalate with the horror, and it got to a point where I was like, where do we go from here? And then the shit just keeps going into crazy territory. So you have jump scares in here. Some are cheap but don't really feel cheap because the movie is so well constructed that you can't make anything cheap, but you could tell that it's one of those things where the sound booms just to provide a scare, but a scene will do that and then go into something even more scary. So I thought that was great. You have your jump scares that really build the tension surrounding the scare, so when it hits, it is very effective. And then you have some unique ones when it comes to like how the scene was edited, from transitions to just doing things that I didn't really expect to be a scare. There's one involving Haley's character that really had me in my seat like, oh shit. And I just love that you get those small things to eventually you're just in a straight up nightmare, dog. Like the imagery in some of these scenes, I was just like, this is literally nightmarish imagery when it got to that point. Then they even take it a step further with the vampire design. It's almost reminiscent to how the vampires look in 30 Days of Night similarly, and it's something with Salem's Lot as well. It's like kind of a mix of those things, especially with the types of stuff that Ryan does with the eyes, which you can see in the trailer, but it is fully realized in the movie. And again, it is some freaking nightmare fuel, and I just gotta applaud Ryan for making an all-timer on his first try. Like, I really hope he stays in the genre and delivers more horror films, because man, chef's kiss in here. And then that's what makes the horror element so well. Like I said, this feels like two movies where the first film is building this entire world, and then once shit goes crazy, it all just hits even more because of how much time you spent building these characters up, building the situation up, because it only takes place within one day. So once you get here, when the domino blocks start falling, them shits fall like boom, boom, and it just goes in epic spaces. Like the third act of this movie, oh shit! And I love it because the entire time when the frame is switching from that 269 to the 4:3, it just is like boom, boom. It's just there, like without transition. You get to that certain point, the fucking screen just zzz, I was like, oh, we about to be in for some shit. And the way this movie ends, fam, not the post-credit scene. There's one of those too, which I think is a great scene, but they ended the movie in a way that just made me clap, and the rest of my crowd was clapping too, because I was like, if you know, you know. I absolutely love that the film ends with that message, man. So before I spoil anything, I'm gonna shut up. This movie's incredible. So let me know in the comments what you thought about the movie. If you've seen it, keep it spoiler free. What are your favorite scenes? Mine in particular is that third act. It just goes for it. Oh yeah, and before I get out of here, to touch back with the music, I just love that Coogler had so much going on in here, because he talks about the blues a lot, but there are moments where this shit felt like an 80s vampire film. Like, I felt like I was watching Fright Night or Dusk Before Dawn in certain areas with the way that the guitar was ripped. And I thought that was a nice touch to it, and it goes well with what's going on in the film. So like I said, loved it. Go see it. And of course, if you like this kind of content, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you already are subscribed, thank you. Until next time, peace. RapNerd Productions, no capping, that's word to mommy. Instead of banking on it, now rapping is just a hobby.